Okay, so what I'm about to tell you is not conspiracy theory. This is actual truth spoken by the devs of DDO, because it's going to sound crazy. Some of you may remember that, going back a couple years ago, emptying the reincarnation cache was painfully slow. I mean, really, like you would click an item, it would take like freaking 10 seconds to appear in your inventory, right? And then suddenly it was a lot faster. That is because a couple years ago, right around the time that Tolero came on board as the DDO producer, they were making an effort to try to fix a lot of performance issues. And as they were digging deep into the spaghetti code, they found a coded bottleneck dealing with bandwidth usage. That was the result of the fact that DDO was coded to be played on dial-up. Sounds like a joke. It is not. You know dial-up? Remember this? Yeah. Okay. So kids, that's how we used to connect to the internet back in the day. That's called dial-up. And DDO is so old that it was literally coded to be played on dial-up. That's how old DDO is. Literally. This is not a joke. Sounds like it. Now, there was high-speed internet when DDO was invented, but there were still a lot of people who didn't have it. So when you made a game back in the 1850s when DDO was created, you had to plan for a part of your player base still playing on dial-up. So there was literally a bottleneck dealing with bandwidth usage in this game because it was coded to be played on dial-up. They removed that code, and that, I'm sure it did other stuff too, but one of the immediate things that we saw was that the reincarnation cache reacted a lot faster. That's why about 2 years ago your reincarnation cache sped up. For those of you who didn't know that, there's a true story. The devs spoke of it. You can go into the old forums and find where the devs were posting about that and literally explained that that's what they found, because there was a time a couple years ago when they were really digging in to stuff and trying to fix performance issues, and they were actually communicating to us about what those things were, and it was really cool that they were actually explaining stuff to us. They haven't been doing that as much lately. Did you notice that? But going back like 2-3 years ago, the devs were actually like, talking to us like, we were real people and explaining like, the performance issues that they were coming across. In any event, the reincarnation cache can still be a little slow. Not nearly as bad as it was a couple years ago, but it can still be kind of slow. Okay? I'm going to show you a little tip to speed things up. All you're going to need is some duct tape and a can of WD-40. Okay? Just spray it into the corners of your reincarnation cache, and it should loosen things right up. Okay, I'm just kidding. Don't do that. So what you're going to want to do is, if you notice that your reincarnation cache is a little bit slower than you would like, it's because like right now it's trying to deal with all 207 things in my reincarnation cache. So yeah, I mean it's pretty fast, especially compared to the old days. Bertle, by the way, I saw your tell. But if you want to, if it's a little bit slow, you want to speed it up a little bit. Here's what you do. You just change your view to just show certain things. So I'm going to just show level 1 through 4 items. Okay. Now, instead of, showing 206 items, it's just showing like a page of stuff. And now it's going to act a little bit faster. See that? The less items it's displaying, the faster it's going to react. So just like display like 1 through 4, and then after you take all that stuff out, and then display 5 through 9 or whatever, and then 10 through 14 or whatever works for you. Okay, that's all I'm saying. You just need to restrict the stuff that it's displaying, and then it will react faster. Why won't you let me take Quan's band out? There we go. And the less stuff it's displaying, once it gets down to a page, it's really fast. Okay, now I'm going to move this stuff over into my character bank because I don't actually want it in my inventory yet. Because I'm not actually going to reincarnate yet. In any event, here's another tip from your Uncle Voodoo. When you are emptying your reincarnation cache, do not move stuff from reincarnation cache directly to your bank, okay? Let me show you. That right there, that is a no-no. Okay? You want to first move it to your inventory. This is very, very important. Move it to your inventory first. Do not move it directly from reincarnation cache to bank. That is very bad. The reason why that is bad is because you may be aware that there is a minimum level display bug with some gear. And let me show you something here, okay? I am going to display level 29 through 32 gear, okay? So this is all I'm okay? Watch this. I'm going to do like a magic trick, okay? See this dinosaur bone ring? I'm just going to drag it one space away. I just made it disappear. It just disappeared. Oh my God, the game is eating my loot. What am I supposed to do now? Make an angry forum post. The game's eating my gear. See that? Now that one just moved to the top. And so did that one. But that one just disappeared. See that? Let's try this one. That one just disappeared too. Where is this stuff going? To a secure, undisclosed location? You know, I don't know. Is it going to Severland's house? Is it lost to time and space? Did it get eaten by the internet? What is happening there is that due to spaghetti code, the minimum level is not displaying properly. Okay? So the game is no longer recognizing that as a level 29 through 32 item, which is all I have the bank set to display. If I change that to 1 through 32 to show all my stuff, you will see that everything that looked like it was disappearing actually is now displaying. It's just this thing is now thinking it's 28. This thing thinks it's 28. This thing thinks it's 22. This thing thinks it's 30. This thing thinks it's level 4. This thing thinks it's level, it doesn't even display at a minimum level, and, you know, so on and so forth. Spaghetti code! Yay! Okay. So if you move this stuff directly from your reincarnation cache to your character bank, that minimum display bug will persist through reincarnation. However, let's take, let's see, this... Okay, this item thinks it's level 28, right? But if I move it, and if I move it into my character bank, you'll see that it still thinks it's level 28. If I move it into my inventory, boom, now it's back to 29, the way it's supposed to be. Okay? So you want to make sure that you put it into your inventory first. That will fix the minimum display bug. Not permanently, you can still mess it up by repeating what I showed you. But, you know, at least for your next life, the stuff will display properly instead of, you know, next life, it also not, displaying properly. So go from empty your reincarnation cache into your inventory. And then when your inventory fills up, then you can take it from your inventory into your character bank. But don't go directly from reincarnation cache to character bank. And that's a little tip from your Uncle Voodoo. Cacao.